Good afternoon, my name is Giles Edwards. I'm with 366 Weird Movies, and I'm with two of the filmmakers from the movie Honeycomb, which played on screen here, was it 2 nights ago?
Yeah,
two nights ago. Heard tell it's the tail end of its festival run, but I've got with me...
I'm Henri Gillespi, actor, played PJ in the film, and then also credited as assistant director and helper. I don't know, general helper.
And I'm Avalon Fast. I wrote and directed Honeycomb.
Right, so we have general helper, actor, and the main mover and shaker behind it here with me. That's a nice bit of luck. I'm going to dive right in here with a question about the inspiration for the story, because there's a very particular kind of thing going on, any number of possible sources that may have given you ideas one way or themes, but if you could elaborate, that would be great.
Just growing up, with a friend group, like my girlfriend group, and not wanting us to split apart when we graduated high school and wanting to stick together. That idea of being able to isolate ourselves and stay together forever definitely inspired what Honeycomb was for me. When it comes to the bees stuff, I think that was more of an idea that I had that I did more research on and slowly just started to become the story, not necessarily inspired by any truth or anything that had happened in my life, but yeah.
Excellent. Now, this was, I guess, a passion project for you. You sort of dove into this with, I imagine, minimal experience. And you did it all in 2 months, I think I remember you mentioning.
Yeah, I had been making films since I was like 10 years old, so I went in with, an amount of experience on how to make films. Making a film with that many people was different, and making a film that long was different. It took 2 months to shoot the majority of the footage that you see, but it took 3 years to finish all the footage. There was still actually things we were shooting even like a year ago, and yeah.
I think the scene where they're inside the cabin and they're whispering, I'm not going to spoil anything else, but we shot that probably 3 weeks before the final cut.
Yeah.
So how did you go about scheduling and organizing, at least for the first bit of the 2 months of primary shooting you did 3 years ago?
And we had a group chat. It was a lot of, who works this day, who's free this day, and getting like 5 or 6 of those girls all together in one spot more than one time was like really, really difficult. But it happened somehow. So.
Yeah, just like enticing them with like, we'll have a party after.
Yeah.
If everybody comes, we can shoot for a little bit, and then we'll all hang out, because it's all our friends anyways.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it'd be nice to all be together. And then it's just like throwing a script at a group of friends and telling them to...
So, that's great. Through all this, did you stay friends at the end of this process? Everything?
Yeah, they were all here for our
screening.
That's right.
Yeah. The lineup at the base of the stage there.
We're still very close.
Didn't see any hostility glinting in anyone's eyes. That's good to hear, because I know some movies are hard to make in one way and some aren't, and I'm glad that at least in that regard you faced no post-production difficulties with your social group. Now, you said it was about 2 years of post-production efforts. Was that all devoted, or was that kind of broken up?
It was broken up for sure. There was a lot of times where I wasn't sure that, I really had no expectations for what Honeycomb was going to be, and I did not expect it to be this, like you said, more of a passion project. It was just something I wanted to do. When it did finally get finished, stuff started happening, and that was surprising in a way for me.
Well, that's great. Well, you're in the fortunate position, as you say, that stuff started happening.
This is my score guy. This is Max Graham.
We've just been joined by Max Graham, I'm told, who wrote the score and looks like someone I saw on screen as well.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, Max had a role. Max played Jude in Honeycomb, so.
He was in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hello, Max. Welcome to the interview. My name is Giles with 366 Weird Movies.
Giles, pleasure.
Hey. Give a quick, you were saying that things started happening. Now, obviously, with the actual production of this, there's a lot of work on your part, a lot of work on your friend's part, cooperation, patience, and so on. And so, the advice from a production standpoint, I imagine, is your standard, keep at it, focus, etc.
Right.
As for things falling into place, were you in any way making your own luck in that regard, or was there anything particular you might recommend to other young
Right.
filmmakers?
Yeah, I think, like when it really came to the end, it was a lot of just the people I'd worked on Honeycomb with being like, I want to see Honeycomb. Like, where did all that, time, put all this work into it, It was like I felt like I had to finish it for them. I think that very last push, I picked, a film festival that I wanted to get into. It was Fantastic Fest. It was just in my head, I was like, I know that a little bit. I'm just going to, push to get it finished so I can submit by that date. So just having kind of like a final date that I had to get it done by.
Deadline.
Yeah, that really helped, I think. Yeah.
And so was that, I'm guessing, because Fantastic Fest is coming up again, I believe, in September?
Yeah, I don't even know now.
Because I talked to another director who mentioned that as well. So this is the sort of end of the festival circuit for Honeycomb. What's it been like riding around with this movie? How many places have you traveled with it?
Quite a few. We were supposed to go to Slam Dance, right? But then that didn't happen.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I covered that,
Oh, yeah.
from a distance.
Yeah.
As it were.
Then we went to Alabama. That was super funny. Henry and I went to
It was a
Alabama.
really funny festival in Alabama.
Yeah.
George Lindsay,
UNA.
It's
in
in
Florence.
Florence, Alabama, a really small town. And
Okay.
they screened us in this little room with a projector on
They
but they paid for us to go. It's
Oh.
It was awesome.
Booked us a hotel, and it was
Yeah.
cool because a lot of people that were there
One
were
of
Slam
the
Dance
people
people.
from
That was,
that festival was a programmer with Slam Dance, so they just picked off a couple of the Slam Dance films they liked and brought them to Alabama. So it was kind of like a mini reunion.
Yeah, of course, because everybody went because it was the first festival after Slam Dance canceled, and obviously everyone wanted to go to Slam Dance.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't, so it was like, all right, well, we'll go to this weird festival in Florence, Alabama.
And then we went to Boston, and then we went to Calgary Underground and Boston Underground. And then me and the Honeycomb girls, we went to LA, went to Etheria Fest. That was really cool. And then we came here, I think, unless I'm missing one. I think that's, we went to Vancouver, we went to Biff as well. So, yeah.
Biff. Yes, they're all, Biff,
Yeah.
Buff, and
Cuff, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Depending upon what kind of angle they're going for there.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a great deal of fun.
Yeah.
I hope you haven't gotten sick of your movie. Or
No, I love Honeycomb. I mean, honestly, I've sat through every screening that we've had in person, so yeah.
I guess, and another good old standard question here for you. Future projects. I know you hinted at something the night of the Q&A, which I caught that, and so I'll be mashing all the recordings together in one big background experience for whoever, for our people who will be listening. But I wonder if you might comment in whatever detail you're comfortable with about what's up next for you, and possibly if you're bringing these these guys along with you, or any of the other Honeycomb people.
Yeah, we were at Frontiers this weekend, and we pitched Camp, which is our new feature film. We're going to shoot it next spring. It's about an evil summer camp. We want to shoot it out Vancouver Island, so same kind of location as Honeycomb. Bit of a different vibe, more moody, more dark, and creepy rather than like the sun-soaked.
Instead of bright and creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's gonna happen. I'm very excited, and I'm hoping whoever from the Honeycomb team that wants to be involved will be involved. But Max is gonna do the score as well for that, and we're gonna have money this time, so we're gonna get Max some good equipment, which I'm very excited about. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Max, please do. I always like to talk. I like to talk to composers because they're kind of I don't like this pun, but they're very undersung when it comes to the whole filmmaking experience. So if you either about your experience with Honeycomb or your high hopes for some new equipment.
Well, I mean, yeah, like by the time I was doing the whole Honeycomb thing I was like in grade 10 or 11 or something.
Were you? No,
Yeah,
you were
I
in
was
grade
in-
12. Weren't you?
No, I think
I was
it
like
would've
pretty.
been grade 11.
I was like sort of young, so I
Wow,
was just
okay.
realizing that I was into doing music, and it was kind of weird because I'm in a band and stuff, and I play the guitar, but my coming into music was just mostly me contact micing squeaky shit in my basement, it was pretty weird. I getting to capture trying to capture moods and everything like that
Yeah.
so early on. It kind of, I guess, drove me to want to continue doing it, and the fact that I am doing it for camp will be fun.
What new piece of equipment are you looking forward to the most?
Well,
Light snails.
I mean, I don't need much. I just need really a software and a new synthesizer. I don't really need that, I don't know.
You'll get
Well,
it.
it's always
You'll
good to
get
have.
it.
Yeah,
No,
right?
you don't need to.
I mean, yeah, we're leveling up. It's like a Honeycomb camp.
Yeah.
Leveling up. One step at a time.
That's true, because Honeycomb has one building. The camp probably has more than one building, so you might can just sort of see an arc where eventually it'll take place in a city or something. As your equipment, of course, get better and better and bigger.
Building
Yeah.
upon building.
Yeah, and I guess you here in the middle as general handyman and in front of camera. What are you involved in camp? I'm guessing. Do you
I
have?
hope so.
Talk about the role that you hope to
Okay,
have.
so the
Hope to have.
right. The thing with camp is really cool because I always was annoyed with Avalon for never casting me as lead roles ever because her films are always mainly about this women's situations, and I would always play this token annoying male character, and so she wrote a non-binary witch into camp. Am I allowed to say that much?
Yeah.
And I'm hopefully gonna nail that audition. And just
Hopefully.
and the character's name is Hope.
Oh, okay. Well,
You've already said that.
gave away the entire story now.
I don't even have to see it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, because I've also been told that I don't just get the roles anymore. So
No,
I
we're
have
doing
to audition.
auditions this time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably
Yeah.
ultimately for the best, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Ties into the next step.
Yeah.
We do auditions now.
Yeah.
Because one of my there are any number of things I did like about Honeycomb, but one thing I liked was the sort of the five guys whenever they were hanging out. It really felt genuinely organic. These were
People did seem. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
it's sort of like this natural repartee between them, whereas it's like they were in a good way. Let me preface my next sentence with that. Sort of just various juttings of one hive mind to lean on the movie's metaphor, whereas I think one of the reasons the discordance arose with the female half was there were disparate personalities that inevitably led to friction, whereas
It
I
was
could
contrast.
I could definitely see if the guys went off and were like, okay, we're going to be isolated, it probably would have gone pretty smoothly.
Yeah, honestly.
From what I observed in
Maybe there's
that
going to be
movie.
a sequel.
Oh, that'd be sick.
You can have your
yeah.
own spin-off relaxed comedy kind of thing.
That'd be so good, actually, to just have the girls shooting the shit.
We're,
fuck
40.
the boys. Yeah. that'd
I
be
like
so
to think
good.
about the girls and the boy dynamics in Honeycomb is the whole how women's brains develop like way faster.
Yeah,
And they're
I've
like,
thought about that.
And like it's
Right?
just like
It was
stuck
like-
in this like time machine like caveman at the skate park. Like,
Even when we were
talking
like
about
trying to film the movie, there would be scenes where
the girls would just be
no,
screaming at us.
we're supposed to be like, okay, boys, like just like quietly talk in the back, like whatever, just like background
Yeah,
noise.
yeah.
But we would just be like taking
Way
it
louder.
way too
Every
far.
time. I'd have to, like, we had to reshoot that beach scene so many times.
Yeah,
So I'd be like,
Yeah, we got kicked off so many
Talking about
shoots.
the
Yeah.
stupidest shit.
yeah.
With me being kind of in two different sides of this situation, having like
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
you're
of
dealing with
responsibility.
me.
I'm dealing with you
Yeah.
like a lot, but I'm also dealing with like my boys. And so I'm like telling them, guys, you need to shut the hell up right now, or like get out of here. And they're like, nah.
Yeah, and it is always annoying being the adult in the room. Speaking as an old man like myself.
It's quite often my
has
role
to
in
be
life, so
one.
it's okay.
Oh, well, yeah, some people are born into that kind of mediation.
Oh yeah, we're brothers, so I'm the older brother. But
Is that how you got sort of grafted onto this, or were you chosen first and it's like, okay, we'll take the older guy too?
I think
he's less replaceable than me.
Henry started making movies with me.
Go
'cause
for it.
Henry-
I could replace him. No, I mean, we were all super close in high school. It was just like a group of like 20 people that hung out in high school. And
Yeah.
Henry happened to bring me kind of upon all these people. You're in between
I don't
the
know,
age
though.
of Henry and I, so
There was a long time that I liked you a lot more than I liked Henry. Henry was being mean to me, and I was like, Max is my best friend. You remember that? I brought Henry onto Violet's Film in April, which was like our first kind of like short film we did in high school that we like got into like film festival or whatever. But Max, you were in that too, so I can't really say that was just Henry.
He
No.
wasn't doing music that night.
No.
He was just
no,
acting.
but there was a Gargoyle City.
No, there was some music that you made in Violet's Film in April as well.
Oh,
So
like some
I've been
synth
around.
stuff.
yeah,
Oh really?
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, this hometown, you don't see much in the movie. It's obviously not a big issue because it's not about that town. But I did get the impression it was really small where you all come from. In fact, there's, let's see, the only business we see is Papa's
Takeout.
takeout.
Yeah.
Let's take it.
So
I
Cortez
work
isn't.
there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can
That's
believe it.
summer.
The only reason that we got to use it was because our two friends, including him, like worked there, and we're like, oh, can we like have it for like 40 minutes after you
Yeah.
guys get off shift because it just had just closed. But, yeah. I think it brings a vibe to it though, just to like, there's no.
captures Cortez.
Yeah. That one building to me like captures like a lot of Cortez without having to like I don't know, as
Yeah.
far as time goes.
But Cortez wasn't where we grew up. It's where we'd spend our summers.
Oh, okay.
At least for there's a couple of us that grew up there, but as for us, we went to high school in like a town 2 ferries away, which was also pretty
Ferries
small.
away. Wow, what a Canadian way to express distance.
Yeah.
Couple
I think,
Yeah.
I think, well, the U.S. has obviously got various things going on, but in the Northeast, there's like a ferry,
Oh yeah.
like one, and it connects a very tiny piece of northern Vermont to, I think, a very tiny piece of northern New Hampshire.
Right.
But other than that, it's highways everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a couple highways.
What we do.
Yeah.
Like if you were to be in Vancouver, the city, you would take a ferry to Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
You would drive up the island. You would take another ferry to Quadra Island, and from Quadra Island, you would take another ferry to Cortez.
That sounds absolutely lovely.
Oh yeah, because most of the cast and crew were either living on Quadra or in Campbell River, which is the town 2 ferries away. So
Yeah.
schedule, and
It
they're
was
all
ferry.
working.
It was
so
a lot of ferries. That's why it's in
scheduling-
the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, BC Ferries.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I saw a lot of different kinds of credits.
Yeah, I was trying to lengthen the movie so we get into Fantastic Fest.
Oh, what's the floor for that time-wise?
Yeah, it was 70, which actually put us in a really good like position for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like being considered a feature, like a full feature, ended up being like really helpful for film festivals. So,
Yeah, because I know short films have gotten a raw deal
Yeah.
for the better, almost the better part of a century now, all told. because no one really, the general theater going public is not wandering in to go see a short. Then
No.
Or even a shorts block.
Yeah, short
Yeah.
play. Yeah, so they're
It's too bad.
often act as business cards for the filmmaker, as I've witnessed.
I
Yeah.
like that metaphor. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I guess I'll wrap this up with one question that I aim to close all my interviews with. We've sort of skirted around it just a little bit. If you care to tell me your actual hometown, or wherever you consider hometown these days, and if you can recommend a restaurant there.
Ooh.
That's so.
Sushi Joe.
Oh wait, are we talking Campbell River or Victoria?
Why would we
Where-
talk Victoria? Let's talk
Okay.
about
Wherever you consider hometown. It can be moved there, originally from there, however you...
I'll do one from hometown, raised, and then currently living in. And I'll go. What's your Campbell River? My Campbell River. So I'm from Campbell River. I was like raised there and grew up there, and I would probably recommend like Sushi Joe or maybe
Yeah.
like the Ideal.
No,
Cafe.
'cause that
Yeah,
was
like-
mine.
And no,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
could
you
pick
worked
all
at
of
a
them.
good one. You worked at one that you could plug.
Banners.
Well, 2 plugs for Ideal won't hurt. Do you have
I
a...
seem to be just shooting them off here. I don't really.
Banners shut down. Banners shut down.
Damn.
Pardon?
Banners, I said.
Banners is closed.
Banners wasn't even good, but the menu was like 31 pages long. I swear to you.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
menu
This
was the
is
only
a
place you
book.
could get liver.
It was just like the hyper diner experience,
Yeah.
where it's like
yeah.
anything you could...
And it was close to the ferry, so you could
Oh,
like
okay.
make a boat and see it. So you get like a milkshake and there's not a lot there. Like
I'm gonna shout out of the Harbor Grill because
Yeah.
they gave me my first job, and now they've given my brother his first job. So.
Is your brother going into cinema next? Is that the progression?
No,
You work
he's like
there, or you
really,
make
really
movies?
smart. He's like going to university.
And so obviously he's going to stay away from
Yeah.
filmmaking.
Yeah.
They're really,
Yeah.
really smart. No, I understand now. My 2 sisters, they each got different types of engineering degrees.
So you know,
And I ended up in film reviewing, so it's sort of echo of that.
yeah.
and in Victoria I'd say St. Frank's. I like going to St. Frank's hot dog place.
Yeah.
Or Dumpling Drop. I don't personally love Dumpling Drop, but all my friends do, and we have friends that like work there. So it's a good vibe, Dumpling Drop.
So you can go to Dumpling Drop, mention Henri Max on the Avalon. And
Yeah.
like, good people there. Well, thank you all very much. It was great chatting with the 3 of you, and I wish you the best of luck with camping.
Yeah. Thank you very much.